Welcome to our first 2 minutes of advice for 2023. It's been our tradition that in this first segment, we always give our predictions for the new year. Today, we're going to talk about the top 3 things the most successful brands will do from a PR and communications perspective this year. So a year from now, when we convene, it's our prediction that the best brands from a PR perspective will have done these 3 things. Number 1, their leaders will be out in front in a natural and authentic way. What does that mean? Does it mean that they're thought leaders? Well, maybe. Of course, a thought leader means that someone from the C-suite or the executive director positions themselves as an expert on a subject matter that is tangential to their company or their brand and who they are. Not necessarily in a markety or salesy way, but they're positioned as an expert. Not all brands necessarily have to do this, but the successful brands from a communications perspective will have their leaders out front. They will not seem so prescribed or scripted, but they'll be natural and authentic even in their internal communications efforts. Number 2, the successful brands in 2023 will engage in some kind of influencer or micro-influencer engagement program. Now, it used to be even 10 years ago where brands were engaging high-paid, multi-million-dollar celebrities. Still will be. Of course, all you got to do is look at the Super Bowl here coming up to see the ads. But I think the successful brands are going to be using their social media channels and finding influencers who can talk about both their brand as well as their products, because I think consumers are looking for something and for people who are going to endorse brands and products that aren't necessarily part of the marketing team and aren't on the inside. It's influential, it's important, and if your brand doesn't have an influencer or micro-influencer strategy or doesn't have an influencer in their own right within your ranks, it's time to start looking at one. And number 3, the most successful brands in 2023 will be proactive about building and protecting the reputation, and that means communicating before times are bad. Of course, Southwest Airlines has been in the news big time over the last 4 to 6 weeks. I think a lot of people believe that they've held on from a reputation perspective because they had built up so much goodwill in the bank of public trust, talking about what a great place they are to work, how much their employees love being there, how long they stay, what a great corporate citizen they are, and how they give back, and how they try to do business in the right way. While this may not be a banner month for Southwest Airlines, their prescription for building goodwill and for being proactive about talking about their company in a way that doesn't seem overly salesy is really one that works. And those are the top 3 things that brands will be doing in 2023 in order to protect, build, and develop their reputations. Can't wait to see a year from now to see if the predictions come true. Thanks for joining us.